everyone. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. I'm John, your host. Thank you for coming to Patreon. Thank you for sponsoring us here. Took the weekend off as best I could. Got a lot of chores done. Just tried clearing my head. Tried not paying attention to the news, not watching financial stuff. Really doing my best to relax. And not just about shit hitting the fan, but life in general. Just wanted to clear my head. Anyways, I started thinking, started tuning everything up, and I said, you know what? It feels like we're getting a slow slide into shit hitting the fan. That does not mean that I don't think we couldn't get a rapid acceleration with like an event. An event meaning nuclear attack, bomb, terror action, right? Massive cyber attack, huge economic collapse. Anything really could set off shit hitting the fan in a catastrophic and highly accelerated way, in my opinion. But it looks like we're getting the slow slide version. War is always a threat. But we've averted those. Trump's done what I would call a masterful job of avoiding going into more heavy conflicts. Currently, after dealing with North Korea and Syria, Trump has got us to where we're looking at Iran. Iran is a major oil producer. What they do heavily affects world oil supplies and world economy. Right, the U.S., we need our oil. Right, we are so heavily dependent on it. Now, it's amazing to me, and I've never quite understood how we could be a major producer of it and never have enough. Right, it's just the way the politics and the economics work. Oil that's produced here gets sold abroad, and then we import oil. It's just a bit bizarre. Anyways, it's much more complicated than that. Let's not get into it here, but suffice it to say that Iran and what they do can affect the oil price. And war is always a threat. Always a threat. We could have something spark up next week. Spark up a month from now. Or we could have situations reignite in North Korea. There's a little hint of that, and I couldn't help it. Like I said, I tried avoiding listening to everything just to clear my head this weekend, and I caught a little bit about North Korea and South Korea having some trouble, mainly with the U.S., I believe. But as far as shit hitting the fan goes, war is the major one, and Iran is a big, big deal. This nuclear agreement with Iran, I think it was called the No Deal deal, because Iran didn't sign it. It looks like a sweetheart deal that has major political implications behind it, but also major economic implications. My thing is that I don't trust anybody. Right? When you start to trust these politicians, no matter how well-meaning or well-sounding or even well-performing, you can be tricked. Right? And one of the things I thought we were going to do was get a tax cut out of Trump for last year. It didn't turn out that way. Did he promise it? I don't think so. Would have been nice, right, if we'd gotten a retroactive tax cut. Well, we didn't. So you can't count on these people. You can't trust them. You've got to plan ahead and plan accordingly, right? You've got to plan to protect yourself. So that's what we all do as preppers. It's really a good program to work with. Right, so I don't trust the Democrats. I certainly don't trust those fucking people. Right, I don't trust the Republicans because they sell out a lot, and I don't trust Trump because we haven't gotten there yet. Sure would like to see Hillary get arrested. That would go a long way in buying my trust. But the fact remains that politically, there is instability here in the United States. For that reason, you've just got to be prepared for everything. Everything. You cannot leave anything to chance. You can't say, I've got food and I've got, water and I've got shelter and clothing, but I'm not going to worry about self-defense, right? Or I'm not going to worry about medication because I'm just going to trust that Trump can hold it together. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I just kind of give my perceptions, my perspectives. I don't want to trust these people with any facet of my life until they are out of my life. And at that point, who needs them anyways? But, this slow slide that I talked about, it looks like war is a threat, and we're slowly seeing that go away. Yet, in my opinion, we're still heading into shit hitting the fan. And I mentioned politics. Politics right now are confused. There is no clear path. Even if the QAnon phenomenon is real, even if Trump is the good guy on the good guy side, even if there's a swamp there and he's draining it, even if all those things are true, it's a confused system. In order for that to work, Trump has to continue to bullshit, lie, trick, and rope-a-dope everyone, including us. They can't tell us the truth, and this really does piss me off. That our government keeps so many secrets from us in the interest of national security, etc., etc., etc. It kills me. The country wouldn't give a fuck if half the secrets the government kept were out. Why would they care? They're still going to do the same things they do, but they want to keep them secret from those of us who are interested. Right? Since when? You look at those FBI papers, all those redactions on them. In other words, all the blacked out spots. Who gives a shit? Well, except they don't want to get in trouble. Right? They don't want the FBI to look bad. The FBI already looks bad. But that's the political confusion, is we're lied to all the time. That's all we get is lies and obfuscation and misdirection and bullshit. The political confusion, the lack of a clear national direction, says you've got to be prepared. We are sliding downhill. Things aren't getting better politically. We're getting more fighting, more stonewalling, more lying, more bullshit. The Democrats, what a bunch of tards. Those fucking people, stupid, right? They really believe still that the Stormy Daniels porn star, that really has some bearing on our country. It really doesn't. When you look at the amount of money, $100,000-ish, it's so insignificant when compared to what Hillary took and probably still is taking through all of her foundations and political stuff, just outright bribes, campaign contributions that I'm sure went into her shoe fund. What a bunch of wackos. And that's just Hillary. Who cares about this Stormy Daniels thing? But it seems to be keeping the Democrats busy. But that just adds to this political confusion. And in the confusion comes political hatred. Right? I can't stand Democrats. I fucking hate them. They're stupid. Right? This word hate is another thing. Political correctness, speech. You've got to talk so nice now. Instead of just saying it the way you think, getting it out there, and then you're done. Everyone's got to tiptoe through the tulips. Right? A bunch of bullshit. Anyways, the Democrats, they're a bunch of fuckheads. They're completely stupid. The rhinos are a bunch of idiots. We need political direction. We need a course that we can count on. And that would help the country out of the doldrums and head in a specific direction. Right? But we're not getting that. We're getting confusion. We're going in 4, 5, 6 different directions as a nation. This way with energy, and that way with war, and this way with manufacturing, and this other way with financing. It's just too much. It's not helping. So we're sliding down slowly into shit hits the fan. Now, economics and finance. Right? The Dow has been down 10%. Right? We had that big slide in February, and that sent up all the red flags for me. Bam. Right? We've got 6 weeks to 6 months, and up to 18 weeks. 18 months, a year and a half. From that moment, from that 10% correction, that was a big-ass spike downwards. We're going to see a major correction. My pick is still for this fall This fall, they're going to probably purposefully bring it down for political reasons to make Trump look bad, to make Trump look horrible in the midterms, because the Democrats need the House of Representatives, so they can impeach Trump, because they are fearing for their lives, politically and legally. There were major firings in the FBI last week and over the past few weeks. And it's all being kept hush, hush, whoosh, quiet, right? That's more political lies. It's more sneakiness to keep things from us. For the Democrats on their side, they don't want to say anything because they don't want their constituents to be fearful. On the Republican side, they don't want to say too much, too loud, too often, and have everyone jump up and down and scream and yell, right? They're trying to keep us in the dark while they do whatever battles they're doing. And I don't trust them. I want to believe that Trump is draining the swamp. I want to believe that. But politically, we're going downhill. Right? The discourse is out of control. Not even just the politics, but how about the morality? How about the ethics in government? How about this concept called justice and equality? That there aren't a special class of people that get a special type of treatment, where you and I, if we park a tire over the line, right? If you aren't close enough to the curb, if you swerve over the yellow line going down the road, anything, you are instantly nabbed if a policeman sees it or hears it, and you get a ticket. You get to pay, but not these politicians. Right? So for that reason, we're seeing a continuous slide down. We're heading into this shit, it's the fan. But it's not a tanking. It's a slippery slope down. Right? The Dow is down 10%. I'm calling for a crash in the fall. That's my prediction, but we may not see that. What we're also seeing is interest rates going up. Despite market manipulation, interest rates are on the rise. Despite an economy that is incredibly sluggish. And I spent some time looking into the automotive stuff, personally. Standing in front of salesmen going, how's it going? Right? Not good. Ran into one that said, oh yeah, things are great, man. Always selling cars. This is one of the biggest dealerships in the state of Nevada. But, could he have been bullshitting me? Yeah, that's the old everything's great, why aren't you buying a car line. You never know. What I do know is I got enough honesty out of car dealers, of all fucking people, enough honesty out of them, that I can say with a high degree of confidence the economy is not roaring along. I've got a piece of real estate on the market. It is not moving. It is not interesting to buyers and developers. So the interest rates are going up. It's going to make things more expensive. The deals that are being made by dealers, right? The discounts they're giving because the interest rates are going up is incredible what they'll try and do. Right? It's not looking good. We're getting this slow economic creep down. In addition to that, interest rates up, inflation's up. They're up. We're getting those indicators of inflation going up. Well, what are they going to do? Well, we fix that by raising interest rates. Nothing makes any sense, really, when it's coming out of your wallet. So what you're telling me is prices are going up. And so in order to fix that, you're going to charge me more interest on credit cards and everything else. So what you're trying to do is screw me out of money and then slow economic production and activity, even though the economic activity really is pretty low. And we're sitting under a flat trading Dow, which has been rising and climbing over the last 8 years like it's nobody's business except the Federal Reserve, right? And speaking of the Federal Reserve, they're going to continue to micromanage and play fucky fuck with our money supply, the interest rates, everything, because they don't want to see a crash, at least not yet. So when I say we're seeing a slow descent into shit hitting the fan, it's very much like Venezuela. Venezuela took years to get to where it's at today. They're in the middle of an economic crisis. Shit is hitting the fan for people. When you see groups of people going out and slaughtering livestock that doesn't belong to them, when you see them stealing food off of trucks, crashing deliveries, when you see a store get its door kicked in and it gets flash looted, this is happening more and more often. Prices are way up. Their hyperinflation is through the roof. That is what I think we're heading into, right? Inflation is a big hint that things aren't good, right? And hyperinflation is a major fucking hint. That's what Venezuela has seen, and we're starting to see those indicators here. Now, I'm not ringing the bell really loud. I'm not jumping up and down. The sky isn't falling. I'm just saying we're continuing to see the indicators for a slow shit hitting the fan. And I will maintain and continue to maintain that we cannot trust the politicians, the economists, Wall Street. The only one we can count on is ourselves. Truly, that's the only one you can count on is yourself. When shit hits the fan, it's going to be on. And nobody's going to be here to protect you. So you need to have your food supply. You need to have water. You need to have a good group, is the best group you possibly can, right? Good people who understand what we're up against, right? You don't have to pray for bad things to happen. In fact, I don't want bad things to happen. I don't want shit to hit the fan. I would much rather just take it easy. But it's never looked like we're going to get that. I don't even think I could sail on into retirement because of what they've done to the Social Security system, the retirement system, Wall Street, everything. Right? People are looking at their pensions, even government pensions, supposed to be the most secure, right? Because everyone else is paying for it. It's just not going to be there. Unfunded pensions, unfunded liabilities, corporations getting tax breaks and just buying back their own stock in order to keep the price jacked up so they can pay themselves at the upper management and executive level nice big fat juicy bonuses, right? Basically, what I see is very much like Venezuela, except rather than the people looting the store, it's the corporations that are looting the store and the banks. They're getting theirs while the getting is good. That's another huge indicator that there's some hard times on the way. It's a beautiful day out, beautiful weekend. I got a lot of chores done. I got some sunshine. Right? Get a garden going. Get heritage seeds. If you don't know where to find them, go to the preparedmind.club, go into gardening and food, and you'll find them. Heritage seeds. Get some vegetable gardens started. You're going to appreciate it for health reasons, for security reasons, for training purposes, and if we get more, serious problems, you're going to be grateful and thankful that you have it ready. But really, food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, another one, key, big time. We got another supplier for pet antibiotics, right? Just in case we have shit hits the fan and one of your pets gets sick, you're going to need antibiotics. And if you don't know which ones to administer for how much weight, then be sure and get a medication, a drug guide, also available at the club, the preparedmind.club. It's your guys' store. Take advantage of it while you can. So food, water, shelter, medicine, means of self-defense. And when we talk about self-defense, body armor, etc., bullets, beans, bandages, guns, everything. Just be prepared. The spring is finally sprung. And it seems like the car is revving and making a lot of noise, but we're in neutral. Tells me that shit is coming. At the very least, we're getting this slow descent into it, much like Venezuela. It'll be more comfortable for people rather than the shock. Right? Like the 2008 collapse of the market was a shock. We could get that, and I'm expecting that. But if we don't, let's just say we get a continual, slow, grind to a halt, we're fucked, what do we do now type scenario. Having your preps, Having everything in line ahead of time is going to be the way to go. Because in Venezuela, they can't buy anything they want. They don't have all the money they want. Their wealth has been slowly drained from them because of the government, because of the banks, because of other political problems they've had internationally. We don't want to see that for ourselves. So do everything you can now. Get ready. It's coming. We got a big week coming. Going to be some interesting things happening. And I'm really hoping that that swamp is getting drained. Even if it causes political turmoil. We're going to get it one way or the other. I'd rather have it break in our direction. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Let's get ready for it. It is coming, whether it's fast or in slow motion. Thank you again for sponsoring the program. And, right, Semper Fi to everybody. Always faithful. Godspeed.